apparently actual lesbians, meaning people who were born biologically female, who are attracted to other people who were also born biological female, can no longer exist as being the only ones to be defined as lesbian.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never heard this one before. A non-man loving non-man? What? I could have sworn, and you can look it up, the textbook definition for lesbian is a woman loving woman. Now, I ain't saying y'all can't come up with your own word for non-binary relationships, but it ain't lesbian. And then to even call yourself a stud when a stud is referred to a black masculine lesbian, which means a woman loving woman, calling yourself a stud, or even saying you're in a lesbian relationship as somebody who goes by he, him pronouns or they, them pronouns, you are quite frankly misgendering yourself. I swear, I know there was all these rules and regulations to this community before the pandemic.
Now, that confuses me. That confuses me. Now, I understand when people want to be in a queer relationship. So like, let's say someone like me, I am trans and I'm also non-binary, right? I'm also born biologically female. Let's say if I met a beautiful trans woman and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want her to be my girlfriend. Hello. I don't see that to be a lesbian relationship. I see that to be a queer relationship, meaning that it is out of the norm, out of the societal norm, out of the ordinary, right? And it does not have to be perceived as something negative. It just is what it is. So if two trans women are like, oh, let's be together, oh, we're lesbian now. No, you're not. You're a queer couple. You're in a queer relationship. Hello. This is why, and this is why so many lesbians are in this mindset to where they think that the trans community, or people like me who identify as non-binary, to be so delusional, like stuck in a delusion. Because if we speak out loud and acknowledge these things like, hey, you weren't born biologically female, it doesn't mean that we're saying you're not a woman. Like, you're still a woman as far as you being a trans woman, but I'm not attracted to you because you don't have these biological parts and this biological aspect of you, and this full embrace of femininity that I am genuinely attracted to, as well as like the mental attraction as far as like intellect and just understanding what it is to be a woman in this society from the moment of birth. Like, there's so many things.
Next, I will be unpacking the meaning behind the word lesbian and teach you the correct use of this terminology. The first letter of the LGBTQIA+ is lesbian, which means women loving non-men. Although the word lesbian was previously used to describe females having same-sex attraction, there is a deeper meaning behind this terminology now. This could mean women loving trans women, non-binary people, but just...
Okay, she just said LGBTQ. So, the L stands for lesbian. The T is for trans. So you're telling me that trans folk are now able to take the L and the T? Let's keep listening to this because I'm confused. And don't take offense to this, okay, baby? This is the Jazz Lounge. We is chilling and we is relaxing and we trying to figure these things out together. So don't be jumping to conclusion calling me all types of obics.
The definition of lesbian is a woman or non-binary person who is exclusively attracted to women and non-binary people. The word woman in this definition is inclusive of cis women and trans women. The word non-binary people in this definition is inclusive of trans masculine people, trans feminine people, gender fluid people. It's also inclusive of non-binary AMAB people, not just non-binary AFAB people. For those of you who don't know, AFAB stands for assigned female at birth. a mad
Still going. Listen, you're not going to take, listen. Ah! Okay, trans women are women. They're trans in the umbrella of woman in today's world, you know. They are trans, and they call women who were born biologically female, they call them cis women, because we are like the originators of womanhood. That's the way I see it. We're the originators of womanhood. Hyperfemininity that some trans women pluck from the stereotypical point of being a biological woman. Like, I don't know if you ever noticed, but like a lot of trans women, they get the biggest boobs. They, you know, they want to get the snatched waist. They get like all the, shoot, listen, my face is cute. You know, I could use a little bit of work, but yeah, I feel like some trans women are truly inspiring, but they're inspiring because they found us to be inspiration, and they just kind of, I feel like they've like glamorized what woman is. Yes, I did pick my nose. They glamorized what being a woman is, and they kind of like took it to the next level, because I also feel like they got the inspiration from drag culture. Let's be real, I'm extra like this for a very specific reason. Not only am I a Leo, but I was born watching RuPaul. Like I saw RuPaul as soon as I popped out my mom's cooter. Boom, there was RuPaul. You know, and then all throughout my adolescent years, I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And then, you know, once again, I am a queer person. I am gay. Hello. I went to drag shows my entire life. Hello. Yeah, so I used to date lesbians. Okay, and am I attracted to trans women? Absolutely, because I do see them to also be women. I just acknowledge that they are trans women, and they can't really sit there and tell me that they don't want to be called trans, because baby, that's what you are. You transition from a man into being a woman. You were born with a more feminine mindset, although we still feel like a lot of women, we still feel masculinity from certain trans people, because obviously if you are born biologically a male, you're still gonna carry some of that essence inside. I don't know if you've ever met a trans man, but sometimes they're still emotional. Like, I'm not saying all women are, well, yeah. Listen, let me not get too deep in it. I'm gonna leave this video as it is here, so that if people want to yell at me in the comment section, they can go ahead and yell at me, and then I'll just go ahead and make a part 2 of this video. But yes, if you are a trans woman and you want to be with a person like me, a non-binary person, who also still identifies to womanhood, look at me for crying out loud. We are not in a lesbian relationship. We are in a queer relationship. That's what we are. But that is just my point of view. It makes more sense to me. And lesbians are within their own culture. Us trans folk and queer folk, we are underneath our own spectrum, you know, and this is why I feel like the LGBTQIA should not be the same mother rainbow of people, because we're all so different, and we all identify to be so different, and we shouldn't be blurring the lines like this. We shouldn't be blurring the lines like this. This is why I feel like a lot of the community is extremely radical, and they take offense to everything, because softer than my pillow, softer than my pillow. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful day, and subscribe to the Jazz Lounge if you want more content like this. And then if you want to talk about anything else extremely controversial, go ahead, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.